Well, here's our starting point after almost 45 minutes of a walk, about 1.5 miles, because up. We are out here today. And that is because I've been rereading a lot of the history books on these towns, most of them written in the late 1800s, and by putting bits and pieces of information together, I'm under the understanding that there were several people living out in the woods where we are right now. And we've had access to this area for a long time. I probably have not been out here in this spot in 9 or 10 years. And what made me get right here and start is I remember this little, well, it's a set of ruts. And even way back when, I wasn't sure if it was logging or an old road, but that's the point of interest that brought me back to start here today to go check up in here. And these would be, you know, the usual late 1700s into the early 1800s sites. So let's grab the detector, start hiking, searching, and hopefully finding. I'm really hoping that after a decade, something will stand out that I wouldn't have recognized back then, and hoping my assumptions are right that this is the area. Because I'll tell you, I've spent time in the past, way back, hiking out here, and all I remember is it being terrible. Not good land, and you can see how thick it is. Logged in the last, I don't know, call it 10, 15 years. But you never know. Well, that's a positive sign. I just climbed up onto the hill here, first hill. As we do, we check the peaks. This wall, I didn't believe there was any wall cutting through here. Huh. Yeah, this might be a little bit tougher than I thought it was going to be. That wall, that piece of wall is way behind me at this point. Well, another hill to check. Oh, boy, that was almost convincing. You look for the lippy type spots at the tops of the hills. I don't think so. Well, there's a confirmation that it's definitely an old road. I'm finding bits and pieces of it lined with stones. But as you can see, it has not been used forever. But yeah, we have wall, and oh my, it exists. There it is. So that strip of wall that's hiding in that low-lying brush pine stuff was hiding our wall that led us here. Wow. That means for certain I walked right past this many, many years ago. Couldn't read the land like that back then. Wow. This is a big deal. But you know how it goes with doing this. Let's hope it's not a silent job. Let's see what happens. And it's definitely a cellar. There's nail iron and there's stacked rocks. There's a hole. No doubt about that. Mid-50s. And right in the chimney stack. It's really quiet here. There's actually not even that much nail iron. There we go. Mission accomplished with a little itty bitty button and in the chimney stack, because around the edges is absolutely quiet. But there we go. Oh, almost right next to it. Oh, maybe I tossed it out. A little piece of something. Looks like it had two screw heads on either end. Maybe. So I've been walking around for a bit. There are 0 signs of land improvement. There was no farming going on here. They barely even cleaned the yard. It's no wonder why it never jumped out in the past. There we go. Another small button. Good. Because I don't think we're going to find too much here. At least we got another button. And my other thought is, as well, because I'm only picking up nail iron right around the hole. Yes, it's bad out there, but it still shouldn't be dead quiet. It's been logged, you gotta figure, twice. After abandonment, it would have put it into the early 1900s, and then in the last decade or so. So the ground is definitely not what it used to be. And just walking around out back there, I mean, it's shifted, it's gross. So that definitely changes, you know, what the ground is like. Oh my God, is that an incidental? Look at this. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, it's the bottom. Nice. Oh, there's our third artifact. Love it when that happens. Wow, I'm having to go really slow, actually, just to hear the nails. Might be a nail. Nope. It's a knife handle. Yeah, there's actually one scale left to it. Wood. Which is remarkable on its own. Good. Well, that's 4 things. Very old things. Well, guessing that's from loggers. Big broken wedge. Well, I've done all I can do. Conditions here are terrible. I just tried to walk a bit off the south side, and you can't move in there. And then, like behind me, all this short pine stuff. It's just making it impossible to swing. Just locating the home site is a huge victory. I have a few things to go with it. As you know, with me, the history is number 1. So now that I know it's here, and I have a long way back, I'm gonna take a different route just to see what it's like. Like I said in the beginning, I haven't been out here in so long that I couldn't read the land back then like I can now. So that's it. Let's start heading back a different route and see what happens. Well, just as I kind of remember the area, it ain't pretty at all. You can see the consistent signs of erosion after logging. It's getting thick. So you got your old stumps from the 1900s cutting, and then you have your jungle-like growback from the last cut. Woof. I just wrestled my way out of the brush. A little bit of wall in all this. Huh. Very little. And it ends. So it's either a shoulder, because it's kind of a path once I bust it out of the brush, or they were enclosing this up here, or behind me. Hard to say. Our wall has gotten a bit taller, but still, in this it's like, you know, they're trying to find a shipwreck. You dive in, then you can only see so far in front of you, and you find little bits and pieces. I don't know if that's the appropriate analogy, but somebody spent the time to move rocks out here. God, what an easy way to get lost. Wow, I just had to get out of there. I followed that wall all the way around, and it was like egg-shaped. Bizarre, and it's in the middle of all this. There's nothing else around. I would say we're a half of a mile from where we were detecting that cellar. There's always a mystery out here. That's really strange. It's not good land. It's all hilly, rocky, and there it is, a rock wall. But again, the conditions are so bad out here, it makes it really difficult to read the land. Alright, I have a good walk out. Thanks for joining me. I am going to get back out here soon and see if there was anybody else living out here. Just the fact that that one exists says a lot. Alright, see you next time.